right, 5 minutes after 11 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. Boy, here's a coincidence, Joe. Just this morning, one of the news pieces that we had was this article on how some foods can help prevent prostate cancer.
And, they didn't look at it. They looked strange at me when I said pizza. I don't know why.
And now we're going to talk about that with Dr. Nichole Snyder. She's here as a guest of Leah Caruso from Strive Rehabilitation. And I believe we're going to be able to maybe eat healthier, Joe. I don't know.
Me eat healthier?
Good morning, Dr. Snyder. Good morning, Leah.
Good morning.
Hello, ladies. You ran in here at the last minute. You're not late. You're okay. Look at you. You look like you're like you're going to miss your train. Robin is in New Jersey, by the way.
Excellent.
Did you know that? Is that where you're from?
Did you notice I'm not Robin? Did you notice that?
I did notice.
I'm trying to remember where you're from, Leah. Where
New York, south of Buffalo, New York.
Where? South what?
South of Buffalo, New York.
Oh, south of Buffalo. Okay.
From New York State.
Almost near Corning.
Where it snows. Where it snows.
It does snow there, yes.
You think?
And Dr. Nichole, where are you from originally?
I'm originally from the great state of Iowa.
Iowa.
Yes.
Lots of corn.
Lots of corn. Exactly. Some people think, oh, potatoes. No, that's Idaho. Corn. You know your geography.
I know my vegetables.
I know he does. He drives me crazy. Kellogg's cornflakes love them, yes.
So good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
So am I right? We're talking about food and how you can improve your health by eating the right foods?
Yes, so Strive has kicked off our Tuesday Talk with the Doc series, and I've done the first two presentations. The first one was 25 self-healing foods, and just on this past Tuesday, I talked about 10 ways to hydrate. It's more than just water.
It's more than just water.
Yeah.
Wine! Oh, boy! No.
Uh-oh, I don't think that was on my list.
You know,
Wine? Oh. My Italian came out twice.
Can we ever overdo it, though? I've often wondered about that, because here's why I wonder. I went to Silver Springs, and I saw the monkeys drinking water out of the river. Okay. And it's not easy for a monkey. They haven't invented the cup yet.
Right.
So it's hard. You think, well, they don't really drink much water. So I'm thinking humans must drink way more than monkeys.
Actually, I do need to go out. I read about the monkeys. I need to make it out there. I'm new here to Florida, so I do need to make it out there. However,
I have a tip. Can I real quick tip?
Yes.
Take Cheetos.
Cheetos?
Oh, they love Cheetos.
Oh, is that their self-healing food?
No, they'll probably die, but
Cheetos.
You'll get a good picture.
But you'll get a good abundance of them coming to you. So our bodies as human beings, we are made up of 50 to 65% water. So a good marker for us to know how much water to intake is just think of get your body in pounds. How much do you weigh? Divide it in half.
Oh, I'm a Great Lake.
And put ounces behind it. So if you weigh 160, if you weigh 165 pounds, then you should be 160 pounds. You should be drinking 80 ounces of water, up to 80 ounces of water.
Wow.
So I just put mine in front of you. How many ounces I have to drink?
You're making me do calculations on it.
No, this is my weight.
Oh, that's how much you're. Oh, I see. Okay, so men. It's okay. You actually have to drink a little bit more because you're more like 60% water. Women are more like 50% water.
Do you see what I wrote? I weigh, and I thought, if you're going to do your math, but according to this thing, I've got 132 ounces of water a day.
Okay, so we can have a range here. So a range
thank
is,
goodness.
Yes, I'll give you a range, 25 to 50% intake of ounces of water.
But you said it could be other ways instead of like
25 to 50%. So she's knocked me down to 70 ounces. That's good.
There we go.
But you said there were other ways.
That's doable.
You said there was other ways. Are the other ways?
So the good part about that is we get about 20% of our daily water intake in foods that we eat.
Ah, okay.
This is true. This
Yes,
is true. Yeah,
yes.
Like
So-
lettuce.
I have oh my gosh, I'm so glad that you brought that up. So you know how iceberg lettuce gets a bad rap because it really doesn't have any nutrients. You know, kale and spinach steal the show. However, iceberg lettuce contains 96% water.
See, I've always...
What?
Yeah.
Really?
I'm a big fan
This is
of
what I
iceberg.
like to eat right there.
So,
What's
watermelon.
Oh, you can't say watermelon. I love it. We just bought 3 of them. I love
They're so
watermelon.
delicious. And guess what?
They're good for
They
me,
are
please?
the top on the list for getting
Hallelujah, I
water.
did something right.
98%, right?
Yes,
What-
96 between 96 and 98%.
What, watermelon?
Yes.
I love what I got cantaloupe and watermelon to eat.
Oh, well, cantaloupe is on our list
Does
too.
the water that is infused with vitamins, like the water you get from fruit,
From fruit, yes.
Does that somehow heal better? You talk about foods that heal.
Yes.
Okay, explain why. What's the science behind that?
So we find that the best source of getting our nutrients is from whole foods, meaning fruits and vegetables, and not processed foods.
Okay. No.
So yes, so I have a list of my top 25 self-healing foods. And for example, one thing that I like to put in my water, I love to put cucumbers in there. Cucumbers have a really good source of nutrients. They also supply us with potassium and magnesium. And along with drinking water, the way to stay hydrated is we need important essential the nutrients, the minerals is what we call them, the potassium, the magnesium. You need the chloride in your water, and or excuse me, the salt and sodium in your water.
Okay.
Sorry.
It's okay.
I'm not looking at my notes here.
My teeth are great, but the rest of me is going to hell. Okay, yeah.
Okay, when a cucumber has been made into a pickle, does that change everything?
Well, actually, another good food to eat are fermented foods.
Really?
So,
Oh.
yes. However, it's the pickles without the added sugars. We don't want to add the sugars to our foods.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
not so good. We want the healthy foods. It's good to ferment foods. Like pickles are fermented food. However, the bread and butter pickles that I love
that's
so much.
added a little, yeah.
I found out those have all that
Oh,
added
really?
sugar.
So
Yes.
That's to make them sweet.
So dill is
They're
better than bread and butter?
Yes.
I'm a big dill pickle fan. I love dill.
Oh, me too.
But are they okay?
The dill pickers, yes.
We're good. We're
you're
good. 1 point for us.
However, getting the cucumber would be the best.
Sauerkraut is also fermented. Is that?
Yes,
is that
that's
good
one of
for
the
you?
fermented foods as well.
Yeah, but you
Sauerkraut
put it on a big sausage. That kind of ruins the whole, the whole thing there.
Oh, good point.
Oh, you've never been to
Well,
Nathan's.
the thing with fermented
It's hot
foods,
dog, yeah.
the fermented foods, they give us our micronutrients. They give us our micronutrients, our probiotics, which our gut needs to stay healthy.
Let me ask you about that for a second. When you hear like infomercials trying to sell you like a bottle of probiotics,
Oh, yes.
good or bad? Do you like that idea or no?
I love probiotics.
You buy in a jar.
Yes, I
Okay.
get them in the jar, and I take them regularly, and I especially take them if I'm having some digestive issues. Because when we take antibiotics to kill all the bad stuff, we are living longer because we have antibiotics. However, antibiotics kill all the bacteria, but we need some of that good bacteria. Probiotics provide us and replenish us with the good bacteria. So whenever I take a round of antibiotics, which I try to take very rarely, I don't think I've taken antibiotics in a few years. However, I always supplement with a good probiotic.
Do you need to keep it refrigerated? I've often wondered. It's actually alive, isn't it?
Yes, they are alive. However, that could be a misnomer. The probiotics I take actually don't need to be refrigerated.
Oh, they don't. Okay.
Yes, but that's a very long
What's the
discussion.
That's a long list we're going here now. You're really diving into this thing, Larry.
did in 5 to 7 minutes.
All right. Sorry. Okay. All right.
No, we're good.
Yes.
All right. So tell me about it says here that the hydration, by the way, can help us with a lot of different things.
You said hydration or dehydration?
So,
I said hydration, but
Hydration,
it's the opposite of
said
D.
Well, yeah.
yes.
Yeah, but I said the hydration can help you.
So,
Dehydration can hurt you.
Exactly. So, I
Yeah,
have a
yeah,
list
yeah.
here that I went over. As I was saying, more than 50% of our bodies are made of water. Water is one of the most essential components of our body. We cannot sustain life without it. We can go up to 3 weeks without eating. Gandhi went 21 days on starvation. However, Gandhi drank water. We can't go more. Studies have shown that we can't go more than a week without water. And honestly, to be a little bit, it's honestly about 3 to 4 days. We can't survive without water intake for about 3 to 4 days.
Let me ask you something about that. They say when you fast, your body needs protein and it will get it from your muscle. Is that right?
Yes. So when you're
So
fasting,
isn't that a bad thing?
yes. So, we have reserves when you're fasting, you're getting your nutrients from your reserves. And so when our protein is getting the supply, then we need to replenish it later.
Okay, so we have to what? We have to be cautious about fasting then, right? I mean,
We do need to be cautious about fasting. Several people, studies show it's really good to fast for a day. A day once a week. I know a lot of colleagues that will fast for a day, and they'll fast one day once a week.
Isn't it funny that
and that's healthy.
when you fast for a day, the day goes slower. It's just funny.
Oh, Larry.
Oh my goodness. Why do the days go slower when we're fasting?
And why they call it fasting? Very good.
So can I go back to the benefits of water?
Yes.
So you were talking about I have our benefits of water. The reason why we can't sustain life more than a week without water is because one of the things it does is it helps regulate our body temperature through sweating. And so if we don't have enough hydration in our body, we can't sweat and we will overheat, and we know that's bad.
That's really bad.
Yes. And another reason is it helps to flush and eliminate our waste products. If you don't have enough water, you can't get rid of your toxins and waste products. And it also
Definitely, yeah.
right. And it also maintains proper blood circulation and our blood pressure. If our bodies are not hydrated enough, our blood gets thicker. And what happens when our blood is thicker is our blood pressure drops. And so when our blood pressure drops, that's a bad thing.
That's a bad thing.
Yeah.
That could be dead, right?
It can be fatal if your blood pressure goes
Otherwise known as
Yes.
dead. Yeah, I understand that, yeah.
So we need water to keep us alive.
Well, yeah, like I personally have diverticulitis, so I have to drink a lot of fluids
yes.
to keep everything flowing.
Like I was saying about the process of digestion.
Yes,
water
definitely.
digests our food.
Yeah, I drink a lot of water, but I guess they look at me when I say, but I like to drink beer once in a while, too. They say one a day. I say, we ready to take a break, Larry?
We're taking a break. We'll be right back. This is WOCA. Do you want to take phone calls, Leah?
Sure.
If you have a question, you are invited to call. The number is 622-9622. Dr. Nichole Snyder is here answering our questions about things we can do simply by eating well to help ourselves be healthier. We'll be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. Sunshine mixing with clouds on this Thursday with an afternoon thunderstorm in the area, high 89 to 93. Partly cloudy Thursday night, low 74 to 78. On Friday, a mix of sun and clouds with a shower or thunderstorm around. Arriving in the afternoon at the coast, the high 89 to 93. Saturday, partly sunny with a stray afternoon thunderstorm, high 90 to 94. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
If you or a loved one is suffering with knee, shoulder, neck, back pain, or tennis elbow and would like to learn how to get out of pain, go to Regenetic.com. Then listen in on the first and third Thursday at 10 a.m. to the people that give you the regenerative medical solutions to your pain. Regenetic. First and third Thursdays, 10 a.m. here on WOCA 96.3 FM, 1370 AM. The Source. Regenetic.com.
You've got a garden and we've got a show for you called You've Got a Garden with your host, Master Gardener Carol Ann Baldwin. Carol Ann answers your questions about your flowers, your veggies, your grass, your trees, even questions about your bugs. And she's only on WOCA, so don't miss Carol Ann Baldwin and You've Got a Garden each Tuesday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. right here on WOCA The Source.
Stay informed on everything going on in the villages with the Village Spectator newspaper. The Village Spectator is exclusively devoted to the villages with news, commentary, and more. And yes, they have Tom's Picks, a free referral for people who are looking for a company to do work for them. Tom's Picks will refer the company that fits your needs, and all we ask is that you tell them where you heard about them. Call Tom's Picks at 804-1223 and pick up your copy of the Village Spectator today.
Now read Ocala Downtown newspaper online.
Hi, I'm Leah Caruso with Strive Rehabilitation, inviting you to tune in to the first and third Thursday of the month at 11 a.m. to learn about the latest advances in healthcare available right here at home. Ocala Regional Medical Center and Strive have teamed up to bring the most qualified medical professionals on the air to answer your questions and bring information to help you in your decisions concerning your health. Again, that's the first and third Thursday. Health matters.
Hospice of Marion County has an urgent need for volunteers to share a conversation with someone, run errands, hold someone's hand. All you need is a willingness to help others. Our volunteers believe the blessings they receive far exceed the services they offer. Will you consider serving, caring, and making a difference? Call today, 873-7441. Hospice of Marion County, making more moments of life possible.
Visit the WOCA website at www.woca.com.
All right, 20 minutes after 11 o'clock, 88 degrees. Temperatures probably won't get a whole lot warmer than they are right now. 90 is the expected high. There's about a 45% chance we'll see rain. I guess you don't need a meteorologist. It's just raining every day. Leah Caruso is in the studio. Leah is with Strive Rehabilitation, and she has invited Dr. Nichole Snyder to talk to us about some essential foods we should and fluids we should be ingesting, I guess.
Yes.
But basically, every fluid that we need is water, right? No matter what we're drinking, water is always the thing that we use, right?
Yes. Water powers our body.
So it doesn't.
Oh.
So what's in the water is what causes the problem. Like Joe said, caffeine or sugar is in a lot of water, like soda.
Yes. Oh my goodness. When we have the added sugars in our drinks, that's bad for your body. We want to get natural. Our body does need sugar. We want to get sugars in our body. We need it for energy. However, it's the added sugars that are bad. So get your sugars from natural sources like fruits.
Like fruits, yeah.
Well, like watermelon. It's a sweet.
watermelon.
It's a sweet. Well, it's a sweet that's 90% water, but it's if it's ripened correctly, it's a sweet food.
Yes, and that's where I recommend to my patients, if you're craving that ice cream at night, because I gotta be honest, I love a nice sweet after dinner, especially after a Mexican dinner, and
especially after Mexican.
I don't know why I was
Caliente, you know.
I crave ice cream. I think it's the dairy.
You're putting out the fire, I think. That's what it is. Yes,
You put out the fire, the dairy. Oh my gosh, I got a hold of a jalapeno one time, and I was eating spoonfuls of sour cream.
See, I wasn't that far off.
But what I recommend, instead of eating a bowl of ice cream at night, make a fruit smoothie, or I like to make smoothie bowls.
A fruit smoothie
bowl?
Smoothie bowls.
What
So
is that?
instead of making a liquidy smoothie, I make a thicker smoothie. I put my fresh berries, my mangoes.
okay,
I make it thick. I put it in a bowl. I put some
You eat it like
yummy,
porridge?
delicious granola on top, drizzle it with some honey and coconut, unsweetened coconut, and I eat it with a spoon.
How long does it take to make a smoothie?
Oh, it can. So what I
Your
do.
kind, I mean, the half thick.
Right. But I've got it down. It's a routine. So I use frozen fruit, and when I get up in the morning, I drink my glass of water first thing in the morning. That's a good tip to do, because you've been sleeping all night and you need to rehydrate yourself before you get on with your day. And then I go down and I dump my frozen fruit into my single-sized blender. And then while I'm getting ready in the morning, it's thawing out. And then when I'm ready to make my smoothie, I just add a little bit of maybe some almond milk or a little liquid, but it mixes up really quick.
Sounds good,
dump
actually.
it-
I know.
Oh, it's
It does sound good.
Yes.
One of the things that I wondered about, and we were talking off there, how we do a lot of conversations with different authors, and you never know who's on the same page as the others.
Yes.
The coconut water comes up. I see it on your list. Now,
yes.
I want to ask you about that, because it almost seems like, here's what it seems like. We talked about it a couple of years ago, and it was like, I never heard of coconut water before. Now it's everywhere.
It's a craze.
So does that change the...
But it's a good thing.
It's a good thing, okay.
So the thing you have to be mindful of, the best source of coconut water is from a real coconut. When I was in Jamaica golfing a few years ago, I was really dehydrated out there. I could not get enough water in me. So my caddy actually climbed up to the top of a tree, a palm tree, and literally plucked a coconut off, had a machete, I guess, in the back of his pocket.
Of course.
Caddy, do you
That's how
have?
they do
Cut
it.
it open. That's
Hi,
what
Mom.
they do.
Would you like a coconut, Mom? I'll get that for you. Boom.
But these bottled and packed, it was such a surreal moment. I'm like, this is what island life is about, right?
Well, sure. How many caddies carry a machete with
Caddy
them?
with a machete that can climb a palm tree, a coconut tree. Wow.
Hey, he wanted one heck of a tip. I'll tell you that right now. Yeah.
Oh, yes. Oh, my gosh. But the coconut water it's sweeter than regular water, but it's electrolyte dense. It has those electrolytes in it, like our Gatorades. It has those electrolytes. And when you are out there and you are sweating, what happens is you're not only losing water, you're losing those important electrolytes, like your magnesium, your potassium, your phosphorus. You need to replenish those. Now, going back to the prepackaged waters that we find in the stores, you don't want any with added sugars. That's the main
Again,
thing.
that's the culprit, right?
Yes, that's the culprit. Now, be mindful. Don't be chugging on a on a coconut water drink just, all of the time regularly because it is higher in calories. Coconut water, what I'm talking about, is the liquid that comes from the center of the coconut, not the fleshy. But you do have to be mindful because
But you eat the coconut meat too, right? You said you mix it into your smoothie.
Yes, and the unsweetened coconut flakes.
Does that have the same vitamin makeup or something as the water?
It's very healthy. It is. Coconuts do have some trans fats in them, so you do have to just put them. We need healthy fats.
If God wanted us to eat, why did He make it so hard to get to? I mean, if we didn't invent the hammer, how would we ever got to this thing?
Right? Why do we have to climb up to it?
Why do you have to have a picadilly with a machete?
You need a machete to get that. I mean,
why don't they just grow right there in front of you, 5 feet off the ground?
I know, right?
That's because when you ride the elephant, he'll get it up and get it down for you and then step on it.
Both of you guys could just reach them.
You hear this one?
Doctor, I know, I heard it. Doctor, you just took off your headset. If you put them back on, you'll hear your caller.
Oh, I have a caller?
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Let's say hello, good morning, and wait for Leah to get her headset on. Can you hear me? Can you hear me through the headset?
I can hear you. My headset's slipping down here, so I'll just hold it.
Good morning. Thank you for calling and for waiting. You're on there with Dr. Snyder.
Yes, thank you. See, growing up, we were always told by our parents, teachers, doctors, the most important meal is breakfast. I never was a big breakfast eater. I don't get hungry till around noon. Should I force myself to eat when I'm not hungry in the morning because it's supposed to be such a healthy thing?
Oh, breakfast is such an important meal of the day because it helps jumpstart your metabolism. So yes, if you're not hungry, just try something light. Maybe a smoothie bowl, like I mentioned, or a smoothie. And drink your water, too, because that will help.
You didn't mention eggs at all.
Oh, I love eggs.
Oh, you love eggs. So
yes.
eggs are good.
If he's not hungry, though, when he wakes up, something lighter, like a smoothie
good, though.
or...
What's that?
That smoothie bowl you're calling it?
It does sound good, yeah.
A smoothie, now exactly. A smoothie bowl, is it a frozen one, or is it different than what you were describing earlier?
That's what I was talking about. Instead of making the regular smoothie, you make it thicker without adding too much liquid. You use that frozen fruit, and then I call it my hydrolicious food.
So if we were to follow you,
sounds good, dang it all.
If we would follow you around and eat the way you eat, then we would eat well. It sounds like, right?
You'd be sipping on your green tea.
I'm a fan of green tea, by the way. Yeah. So, but you know what I want to ask you about green tea? On the Lipton package itself, and they make both black and green tea. So they're not comparing themselves to another brand, but it shows a little graph on the back of the box. Okay. And it shows that the good stuff in green tea is only a little bit higher than the good stuff in black. It's the same thing.
Yes, so black tea, green tea, they're made from the same leaves. They're just processed differently. And black tea has more caffeine in it. So that's where green tea...
so that's the bad part.
Yes.
Okay.
Well,
I know you said it earlier, but it didn't sink in.
Yes. So green tea and white tea, I tend to drink more of green tea and white tea because it's lower in caffeine. And herbal teas are delicious. One way to get an extra 8 ounces of water is make it a ritual at night to make a cup of chamomile tea. My grandma used to make a cup of her chamomile tea. I got her hooked on that, and she would have that before bedtime, and it helps calm you, soothe you, de-stress you, and get you extra water.
Oh, extra water. See, now, I hate to say this, but I was told not to drink at night because what happens if you drink before you go to bed? 3 in the morning.
So, okay, what about the thing you hear all the time? Eat a rainbow, and the richer the color.
Yes.
What does that mean? What does that mean when you're like looking at cauliflower? There's no color at all, or.
That's a good
Only
point.
you, Larry.
Only you. So eat a rainbow, and I have a wonderful handout from a department in Washington D.C. that has this beautiful handout. I don't have it with me today, but it's eat a colorful rainbow of your vegetables, because just like on my list of foods here for the 25 self-healers, those colors, like blueberries, for example, that color in the blueberries, that gives us the extra antioxidants.
Doctor, we were having too much fun with you. We didn't look at the clock.
I know, the time just flew.
Oopsies. Thank you for calling, by the way, sir. I appreciate the caller.
Leah, real quickly, what's a good phone number for Strive?
The number is 352-873-3058.
All right. Boom. Leah and Dr. Snyder, thank you both for coming in today, as always. All right. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
Fox
News Radio, I'm Carol McHugh. Amid the storm of criticism from all sides following his remarks blaming both sides for last weekend's deadly violence in Charlottesville, President Trump's getting some support. The GOP governor of Wisconsin refusing to get on the anti-Trump bandwagon and instead placing the blame elsewhere.
I think any of the white supremacist groups or other groups just need to be unilaterally dismissed.
Scott Walker, the effort to remove monuments to the Confederacy isn't just limited to the South. In New York City, the mayor ordering a review for city properties to take down any symbols of hate. A plaque on an Episcopal church on Long Island marking a spot where Robert E. Lee planted a tree years before the Civil War is now gone.
It symbolizes, I think, in its existence, and particularly on church property, an outward offense to people who will pass by this place.
Bishop Lawrence Provenzano, Fox News, we report, you decide.
Sometimes, what you want most from your car is nothing.